A devastating night for the Tories, and don't you just love to see it, having lost heavily in both Wakefield and in Tiverton and Honiton. And as is so often the case when things are looking bad for him, Boris Johnson disappears. He disappeared off to Ukraine when he was meant to campaign in Wakefield, so obviously heard things were bad there and decided not to bother. As these elections were being held, he disappeared off to Rwanda. I do hope he found himself a nice comfortable fridge there. The one thing that is guaranteed, however, no matter how bad these results are, is that he absolutely won't resign over it. Nothing will ever make that man go voluntarily. This blood-sucking leech of a PM is exactly where he wants to be, exactly where he feels he's entitled to be. And it doesn't matter how much people don't like him, he's going to stay in place come hell or high water if he can. One person who has had enough, though, is the Tory party chairman, Oliver Dowden, essentially falling on his sword for Johnson, taking responsibility for the slew of poor results the party has had. But it's not really about you, Ollie. Most people don't know who you are, and of those of us that do, we really wish we didn't. But ultimately, this is because of your boss, and it doesn't matter how much he'll accept your resignation, how much he'll thank you for your efforts. Nothing will change under your replacement because the country has had enough of having a law-breaking liar for a prime minister, someone you've defended time and again, and your replacement will no doubt do likewise. Still, the Tiverton result is going to focus minds because an almost 30% swing away from the Tories, if replicated nationwide, according to psophologist Professor John Curtis, would all but annihilate the Tories, reducing them to just 26 MPs. So will the men in suits go into Johnson's office and tell him time's up as he did it with Maggie Thatcher? Perhaps it's coming. Johnson, being the egotistical, over-entitled oaf that he is, though, would have one weapon left, calling a general election, or at least telling his MPs if they don't back off and leave him alone, he's going to call one. And right now that might scare them into silence, or they might decide it's worth the risk to rid themselves of him. It would be a risk, though. Johnson's own seat is very vulnerable, and the effort to oust him at that level would be enormous. Will the 1922 committee decide that a rule change to rid themselves of Johnson by a new vote of no confidence is a better option? The noise is coming from some intimates they'll give him an opportunity to explain, but move to remove him somehow afterwards. Whatever's going on behind the scenes right now, though, the writing is on the wall, and it is just a matter of time before we're rid of Johnson one way or another.